Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing good. This is gonna be the next videos of the videos I'm feeling drawn to do. So this is gonna be for whoever is attracted to this image. I'm just gonna keep doing them because it's just I you see I was trying to read and I can't even concentrate because then it's just it's in my mind. I need to do this. I need to do this. So it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep doing them because I mean they help me and hopefully they can help someone. And I just I I can't even keep going with my day without it being like me feeling like I need to do one of these. So I'm gonna jump right into it. I've already pulled the cards. I'm using the same decks as before, the Good Tarot, and then the uh, Mystical Shaman Oracle as well. So I'm using these two. I have the books, but I don't really look from the books. Just like the other readings I did, I'm just gonna I look according to what the image inspire, how I'm inspired with the images, but that's about it. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to start. Oh, by the way, I'm doing the reading at my friend's house because I'm looking over her pets, and there is a little kid. She has a kitten, and one of her cats is older and wants to come out, so we might hear a little bit of meowing, and then there's a kitten playing, so we might get a bit of disruption depending on if she decides to come up here or not. Okay, so let's get started because whatever message is in here wants to come out because I've been thinking about it a lot. Um, we're starting the reading with the moon and the upper world. I think it represents to me the moon is high in the sky and also the upper world, and there is someone. There is the kitten. She's right there. So um, it's talking for me. It's talking about a state of mind, a good state of mind that you might be in now, especially with the clarification of the upper world. It's just the fact that this lady is sitting on the moon, and it's a very relaxing card. And behind this, in the upper world, we can see some of a kind of like the same shape as the moon, except that here it's more of a it has wings. It's wings, but it's almost like an animal, like an eagle or a phoenix or something. And I think it's a state of mind, like a successful state of mind that you might find yourself in, as far as feeling like something is being like you're just at peace with what is going on in your life right now. I really feel this strongly. You feel at peace with what's going on in your life right now. You've risen, like the phoenix from the ashes. You've risen, and now you're at this place where it's like almost no gravity. You're just um, flowing on that moon. You're flowing on your little cloud, and after being risen, having, you know what I mean. And I think it's a space right now where you probably feel like, even if there is not much happening, or there's still some things that you might not be sure of, or you're feeling fine. You're reassured. You're at peace. You've surrendered to the idea of trusting the universe. And I think it symbolizes the fact that it's calmness, a calmness after the storm. That's what it is. Calmness after the storm. And in a beautiful way, in a beautiful, peaceful, good way. Because you've been going through this. After that we have the temptation card and the beauty way, and see how she is on that apple. It's like this was the storm. There was temptation, there was, but you were trying to make your right, figure out kind of in your life, what's right, what's wrong. And you had all these things that were appealing to you. Might it be money in a career, biting the apple, if you were a little bit lusty, or things like that, functioning from that space, which is which is good because now you realize that it's making you tired. You realize that it's not the way to go, because you're forcing something, or you are resisting the beauty way. You were resisting the beauty way, which you have chosen now. Now you have chosen the beauty way, and you have chosen a path that's more about being happy, almost being happy-go-lucky and being trusting. This was too tiring. Following the temptation was way too tiring, way too draining your energy, because even though it felt like in the 3D, in this world, it was what was important. Look at her. It felt like it was important. In the end, you realized that there was just something that was not right. It's not the way you are naturally. You're functioning from the beauty way, okay, from the path of beauty, but finding life beautiful, finding the beauty in small things in life, in even not doing anything and in surrendering. It's kind of like that, okay. So I think you've realized that this is why now you have risen, and you're in this space where you feel comfortable. You feel comfortable, and you feel like the world is almost like the world is yours, you know? Because what I'm being, sorry, she's like grabbing on my sweater, she's behind me. She is, so when you have the next card is the world, and then it's clarified by the rattle and the hummingbird. And so I'm being drawn, first of all, to the fact that, it's kind of like the world is yours. Because, stop. Why are you biting me? Stop playing. Not right now. And it's like, you see how at the top of the world card there is a key? It almost makes me feel like, even though it's a star, I feel like you have the key in your hand here. Now you have the key for the world. You can create your own world. You have your own world. You have found your own world. You are the master of your own world, because you have understood. You have risen. But you have risen in the upper world. So you have risen in a very positive way that can help. You know what I mean? That can help a lot of make things progress. If I can use these terms. And so the world is clarified by the rattle and the hummingbird. And I think it symbolizes the fact that it's a... I'm trying to get everything, all the messages I can, and compare it also to the other cards. Yeah, because it's every time I see the rattle, I think of a call. It's like a call. It's like when I say, and I usually refer to it as a shamanic call or a call of nature. It's like something that can't be, for me, this card is something that can't be repressed. Okay, it's like when you get this, it's almost like when I get this, the thing of doing these readings. It's like I'm doing something, and there's just this thing in my mind. It's just this. I just want to do it. Like I don't see the point of doing anything else other than, if I'm doing it, it's to delay the fact of doing the reading for whatever reason. But I'm gonna have the reading in my mind until I do it, and then it goes away after I'm done doing it. So for me, this card symbolizes a call, like a nature call, a shamanic call. And when I'm putting the cards like this, first of all, the world card is very similar to the upper world card, which confirms to me, that it's that not only it's your world, the world is yours, but it's the upper world. It's a good world. You have worked for something that is it's what you have worked with. And I'm going to use the term also worked against, some temptation and forces, you have done it. It's huge. You have done it for something that is much bigger than you think. And I think the rattle symbolize the fact that the rattle is next to the hummingbird that is facing the world. It's there will always be now this protection and this call that will make you go towards your world. It's like now now you understand the calling. Now you will understand your intuition. You know that you can trust yourself, you can trust your intuition, you can trust the messages you receive, and you trust that this is all for the highest good of everybody, of the world, of your world and of the world. Okay, I think so far the message that is coming here is definitely a message of success, of a job well done, a work on yourself that is well done. Okay, the next card that we have is the King of Fire, clarified by the arrow. It's funny because I get I'm gonna show you the cards. I get something very romantic out of these two cards, which I try. If it keeps going that way, I'm gonna let it. I'm not really. I like doing my readings very personal and more on more like your journey, your initiation, everything you're doing. Knowing that you're not alone with whatever is going on at this moment in the world, and so also with the year 2020 can be started on a good note, because it's so difficult right now. And aside from these two cards, it's so difficult right now to see where we're going. We know we're at a good space, but we are in the good limbo, not the bad limbo, but like just chilling up there, and it's kind of difficult to know exactly what's going to happen, because even though it's the moon, it's still nighttime, and we're just trusting, sitting on the moon, and we're just trusting, just like the calm face that's on that card, the moon face. See how relaxing it is? And we have, with everything that we have gone through, you see how the moon, I didn't see that before, so I'm going to point it out, but you see how the moon, if I cover this, is you can barely see it. It's like now that you have done the work, now you can see that now you're able to notice, to uncover the moon's face, and it's just relaxing and calm, and you have figured that out, and you realize, oh my God, it's everything I was aiming for before, success, but like power, success, but like almost in too much of a temptation way. You realize that it was the wrong way to go, and you just needed to be just like that, just and the fact of being like this now, we don't have a choice but to trust where we're going, to trust where this is taking us more. It's more like that. We don't have a choice but to trust where it's taking us, and that's why I do these readings, and I want to keep them personal, but I'm getting kind of like Cupid's arrow. There's a heart in his hand. The colors are very similar and diffused. It's beautiful, actually. The colors are absolutely beautiful between these two cards. I can't help but notice I think there is probably someone that noticed this, that has noticed your change, maybe. I don't know. But either way, I'm taking these two cards very romantically. It's probably the way it's going to go, because the very last card of the reading is the beloved. So I think if it's not romantic, I think you are touching people's hearts. I think you are, you maybe Cupid would be more like you, or is working with you, or in your favor. But there is something about this that if it's not romantic, where you have just, somebody has just fallen for you, then I think you're touching people's hearts. And it might just be that. I think it's you're touching people's hearts and soul. I think it's also the thing with your calling. You know what I mean? You're touching people's hearts and souls, and it's very important. You know, the way that you do it, because it instores in them this. It's like you light the spark. You know, it's like you light up the spark in people, and then people can you get turned on, but turned on like ignited, and then they it's like if someone is having a bad day and you come in their vicinity, yeah, you know, like close to them, and then you give them a smile, or you do an act of kindness, or just being around them and being not judgmental, just the fact of being here, and after you've learned everything that you've learned, you're just in a certain way that is making everybody else around you catch on to it. You know, there is a video, I'm just thinking about that video on the that I saw on Facebook the other day, and it's a video, you know, with that black it's a black and white drawing, and there is this black blurb that goes on you know, there is this person that has like this black thing on his arm, and then someone is coming to comfort that person, and then the black blob goes on them, and then the black blob it's like that. It's like, but except that it's not a black blob. It's like, it's not like a negative thing, it's a positive thing. You're staining your good on people, you know. I think if it's not romantic, that's, I'm taking it more like everybody, you know. You're spreading the love, and that's really good, you know. Which is funny. Okay, now yeah, it's, you know, it's funny how those turn out, because it's funny how the messages come through, you know. But yeah, it's because I feel that now that you have gone through this, and now that you have risen and you're up there, you have, I don't want to use that thing because it's too, I don't like it and it's too political, but it's the way it's coming to me. It's like now you pledge to the upper world, you know what I mean? It's like now you pledge allegiance, you know what I mean? To the work that you have to do. Now you're fully aware of the work you have to do here, and you're taking it on, and you have all the tools in front of you to, first of all, to protect yourself. You're assertive, you protect yourself, you know how to protect yourself. There is wings, so you're working for the light, you know, and you have everything in front of you to make it work, you know, because these are kind of like the tools also that the magician has, you know, kind of like because this is the Hierophant, but in front of the magician, usually on the regular cards, there is all the tools in front of him, and it's kind of like the alchemist, you know what I mean? This is you standing against the lower world, because you know, it's standing against, not necessarily against you know, I mean, you can hold a fight if you have to, because you have already. I mean, it made you exhausted, but you know how to recognize when you're in the lower world. But you can also stand in the lower world and not be impacted by it, you know. I'm only saying that I would have at first say against and fight against the lower world, because, you know, when you think of lower world, you do think about you know, like more like hell. But when you look at the colors of the picture, the lower world almost looks like the 3D here. Our world on a rainy day or at night, you know, like a rainy night. That's also kind of what this card reminds me. And I think you can also stand in the lower world, in the lower parts of the world, being strong and knowing where your heart is, knowing what you stand for. You know, and you can bring your light to the lower world now. You know, it's almost like this is where the number of the card is written, but it's almost like you can create this ball of energy, of positive, just bright light and gold, and you send it in you send it in the lower world. You know, it feels like it's going to travel in the card, and just go in it, and light it up, you know, and you bring your light in the lower world, you know. That's good. You know, I really love these readings because I like where they go because it's very personal, you know. And you know, not everybody is drawn, you know, obviously to looking at these or whatever. But I know whoever is gonna watch this, it's probably gonna be, you know, it's probably gonna be um there's probably gonna be some truth there, you know, because it's not a it, not everybody, you know, not everybody is gonna follow through on these. And it's only, I think it's intended for only a certain kind of people, you know, not kind of people, but you know what I mean. Only certain might be interested in these. But I really love them, and they help me so much because it's a you know, I don't know, it's like messages of keeping going, and that it's normal, and that and a realization of what we've done, you know, everything we've accomplished, you know. I think it's beautiful. And then the the last two cards is the Six of Fire and the Beloved. Yeah, I think it's I'm gonna show you the two cards, but see how the ship that's on this card is going a certain way. It's like you are the ship, and above you, you know now that there is this your higher self, other spirits, good spirits. There's something supporting you, protecting you, and taking you in the right direction. And what is fueling this hot air balloon, what is fueling, yeah, it's a hot air balloon in English. What is fueling this hot air balloon is love. It's loved from your beloved. I think it's these two cards show that you are protected and supported, and seeing yourself as the ship, same idea as this, letting yourself being carried, surrendering. You know, the hardest part in all this was to learn to surrender, was to learn and understand that everything that happened to you was for you to, the more you resisted, the worse it got. And then at one point you realized that you had to stop resisting and just let it happen. And just in case you haven't realized that yet, then this is the message for you. Let it go. It won't be worse once you let go. It will not be worse, okay? Because you can see here what is fueling the hot air balloon is, it's just love. And here the face of the moon is peace, you know. It's just, this is what is guiding you. This that moon, this love, you know. This is what is guiding your move. This is what guided you through this whole thing. Through this whole thing, you know. Because in the end it made you really tired. You realized that it was the fact of not surrendering and just resisting the surrender just made you tired, you know. It just made you way too tired, and you just had to just let it go, and you did it, you know. And if you haven't done it, then you know you have to do it, and you'll be fine, because it's safe. It's a safe place, you know, because you'll just be following the beauty way. It's you know, there is no better feeling in life than to know that all you have to do is just let it happen, you know. Let everything just fall into place after, you know, during the calm after the storm. Just Give yourself some rest, and let events just fall right into place, you know, kind of like the thing of a clock, you know, just every event is just going, you know, as it should, you know, and bringing other things into your life, you know, bringing other people, circumstances, opportunities. It's a very good it's a very good and reassuring reading anyway. All right, guys. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if it resonates or not, and hopefully this will help someone. All right, all right. You guys take care. Bye bye.